Guys, welcome to another Zenler FBH. Now, Tamara Don has asked a question here, which natively Zenler doesn't support, but there are workarounds. So she's asked the question, is it possible to add a new feature to allow a membership to launch on a specific date, but to have people join the membership beforehand and payment only be taken on the launch date? Question mark. So, no is the quick answer, because one thing is it would have to be integrated into Stripe or PayPal in some way that it would record the card details and then launch. So I guess something like a subscription that wouldn't take the first payment, and then you could set it for a date. But we don't have that actively inside Zen at the moment, but there are workarounds you can do. So I'm looking at this like a pre-launch, so you might not have it, but you might give someone saying that it's going to launch on this date. It's up to you what you put into the pages, but what you can do is you can actually get rid of the checkout process. So if you get rid of the checkout process, and instead of taking a payment, you just get people to put their email and name in there, and then and also tag them, then it allows you, when you launch or just before you launch, to send an email out to those tagged users. Okay, so this is what we could do for it. Now, another thing we could do is you could take a payment before it launches, of course, and then on the sales page not have the curriculum listed, so you could still work on it, and then you could have launching on a date, so you could take the payment straight away. But that's not the scenario that Tamara has asked for. So I'm going to show you how to do this now. There's a couple of things you need to make sure of when you do this, but I'm going to go in and I'm going to use this site here, this beginners to surfing course, to demo this to you. So at the moment, if we go through to this, you can see I've got a sales page. It's absolutely fine. Go to enrolling course, and we're going to go through to the payment section. So this is the page we're interested in. Instead of payment, we want to turn this into a form, and we want to generate it basically as leads for when you launch, to actually get them then to go to this page again where you've put this block back in there. So let's go to in the admin section. Let's go into Beginner's Guide to Surfing. Let's jump straight into the pages, and let's go straight through to the checkout page, which is this page here. So I'm going to click the edit now, go straight into this. And the first thing I'm going to do is actually take the checkout block, and I'm going to save it as a block. You can put it in using blocks, but I just save it out. So here we are here on the checkout page. So you can click in here and you can just save this out as a custom block. You can see I've already got it saved out. That way, when you come to put it in, because we're going to delete it now, like this, when you come to put it back in there, you can go down to blocks, go down to custom blocks, and you can see my custom blocks. For ease of access, I can just shove this checkout block straight back in again, getting the page back to the default look and how it looks. All right, so let's delete it out again. And one thing you need to do here is you're going to need to go into page, and you're going to need to go into, I think it's page settings, and turn off enable Recaptcha. This is really important, otherwise it will not work on the checkout page. Okay, make sure you turn off, you deactivate, so it's off the enable Recaptcha. Okay, really important, otherwise your form will not work. Now what we're going to do now is just drop one of the forms in here. So before I drop a form in, I might, let me just go to the blocks and grab a simple form here. I'm going to close this up and go down to one of the sign up blocks here, and we can just scroll down to one of the generic login forms. This one's an inline form. This is quite nice. So this one's got the email address, and this one's got a name and an email address. So I'm going to grab this one. You can create your own, of course, but we're going to shove that one in there for speed. So I want to capture the name, I want to capture the email address, read the terms and conditions. You can link that to your terms and conditions page if you want to, just for you guys that want to make sure you've got all that in there. We're going to go in here, and we're just going to change this text now. So I'm going to go register for launch, and then leave it like that. I'm going to change the styling because obviously it doesn't match the site, this particular style page, so I'm just going to change it to a nice kind of greeny colour in here, and that'll do me. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to drop in another little block here. So I'm going to drop in a block telling people a little bit about it, so you know you can add whatever you like inside here. So I'm going to take this and go be informed on the launch. Now it's up to you what you put, guys, you know, it's up to you what you put in here. So I might need to just grab this, and it might not let me put it above it, so I might need to just drop another empty block in here. Let's just go back to blocks. Okay, let's grab an empty block, put it in there, chuck a row in. Just a single row. That's good. Now I can grab this and I should be able to drop it in here. Okay, good. So then I might want to give a little bit more information. So I'm going to add a new element. I'm just going to put some text in here really quickly. And we're just going to go in here. I'm going to go and change this text. Okay, so something very simple like this. Be informed on the launch. We will send you an email when we launch, at which point payment can be taken. Okay, so you've got the form in here. We've basically replaced the checkout box. We're then going to go to the button, hit the little gear icon, and inside this gear icon we're then going to go to the important parts, which is choose an action, and we're going to choose submit form in here. So you're just going to click submit form. Okay, and then you can add them to an email list if you've got an email list set up. You could of course add them to a funnel, but we're going to add them to this tag. So I'm going to go in here and add a tag, so launch email. So we're just going to put something like that. I'm going to click enter. Now this is really important because this is the one that's actually going to tag. We're going to be able to tag. If we've got thousands of users, we can filter them out just with launch email, and then when you launch this you can send it to just those people. Now important to remember that you can actually have a post action. So if you've got a thank you page set up, you can set a thank you page up and you can send them to a link. When they click the button, they'll then go to that link. It's really important that you do that. So you might want to set another page up saying you are now on the list to be informed of launch. When you receive an email, you can then visit the link and pay for the course and enter it, or whatever you want to put in there. That's not important. It's just setting this up that is important for Tamara. So we're now going to click save this. I'm going to see how this works now when we go into Incognito. Now remember, this course is published. The course is published, so it's all visible, but because we've now taken away the checkout box in here, even though we have a price associated with this course, they'll never be able to buy it because the checkout box has been deleted out of the checkout page. This is really important. So I'm going to jump into this in Incognito and we're going to test it out. So let's go to Incognito. We're just going to go to the three little dots. We're using Chrome. I'm going to go to new Incognito window. I'm going to paste the URL in, and then we're going to go through the course. So I'm now going to this course. I like the course. I want to buy it. I've looked at the curriculum or whatever you put in the sales page. I'm going to click enroll in the course. You probably want to change that button to pre-register for course. And then you're going to go through to the normal checkout page, which has now been changed into a form. So I'm now going to put this in here. I'm just going to put a test email address in here, and we will fire it off and look in the site to see how it's loaded in. Okay, so now I've entered this information. I'm going to hit the register for launch, and you're going to see success comes up there. Now if you had the redirect for post action, it would then go through to a thank you page, which looks a lot more professional, but for this tutorial I don't really have to show you this. So we're now going to jump back into the main site, and I'm going to go to all people. I'm just going to refresh this, and we should then get our new user come up, which we have, test, and that's the email. And you can see there we can tag them. So what that means now is that if I go and do an email broadcast and I create a new broadcast, I'm just going to call this test, and I'm going to click create, and then we're going to use the filters to filter out our users. So we're going to say recipients. I'm going to choose all contacts and just leave this in default. I'm going to click next, and now I want to filter those people. Sorry, let me go previous. Now I want to filter those people in here. I can add an advanced filter. So I'm going to go add filter group. I'm going to go down to add filter. I'm going to go role, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go user tag contains, and then I'm going to select that user tag, which is there, launch email. I've got two. I've got me as an admin, then I've got that user. So when I click save changes here, you're going to see that this goes to 1. So this is only targeting me here with that tag, remember? So now I can carry on through the email, fill all this out, and obviously send it just to those targeted people that have pre-enrolled for the course. Now you probably would want to put on your page the course will be launched on, and put the date on there as well, but the principle's the same. So you can go through this. So this is a good workaround to do it. Then you've got their email and you've got their name, which is really, really important. Then you've got them as a lead. Okay, you have got them as a lead. Let me just go to all contacts, and you're going to see that you have them as a lead here to convert them into a student when you launch your course. So that's how you can do it, Tamara. Really, really simple. When you're ready to launch your course, you can then come back into this page and you can simply delete these blocks that you've set up in here. So you've got all the people, they've all signed up, they're all in there. You're just ready to send your email out to them to inform them that you're launching your course because you've finished it all. And you can just go back, delete these forms out that you've got in here, and when it's deleted, and then I can go to all blocks at the top there, and because I've saved that curriculum block inside of my custom blocks, I can then just simply put that block straight back in there. So as you can see, really, really simple. Take this now, put this back into here. Oops. Like so. Save that out. And then I can send them an email. I'm going to jump back into incognito. I'm going to refresh. And I've got my pricing in there now on the checkout page. I can just send them a link to this page. They go straight through this page. Then they put all their details in and they sign up and they're on the course. So that is it. Really simple stuff. So hopefully that helps you, Tamara. It's our workaround. I understand what you mean about it would be good to have a pricing plan that you could actually set when it takes the first payment, but unfortunately we don't do it. This is a good workaround. It also means that you can work on your course and still generate your leads. It's basically a pre-sales. You could do this in any way if you wanted to. You could set a form up on a sales page, a landing page. You could put you could send people from a blog to a form and take them. Just make sure you tag them so that when you do actually send your email out to them, you can then get them into the course. So you're generating them as leads or prospects for later. This is pretty common to use this for pre-sales. You could also run them through a funnel sequence if you wanted to. And again, you can tag them. And when they get to the end of it, you can then send them an email saying we're launching then, and there you go. So it's really up to you. You could also use automation, so you could send them into a funnel sequence, and then you could send, if you were launching in a month's time, you could get automations to send out one on 10 days to go, then 5 days to go. It's coming out tomorrow, and then you could send an email using automations as well. So a myriad, a million different ways to do this, but for the basic way of doing it, think about using the checkout page. It's really simplistic. It's an elegant solution to what you want for getting the information through, but there's lots of other ways as well.